maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I was young, 14, 15 years old. Woods in Northfield,
Vermont.
Yeah. Grew up there. Spent a lot of time there.
Yeah. And you've been in the woods quite a bit, right?
Quite a bit.
Just even when you were a kid. So you know what the animals are.
Oh, yeah.
You know what...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So me and my buddies were up trying to find a cabin, Northfield Woods. We're up there. It's getting late.
Yeah, you're just above Devil's Wash Bowl, right?
Same range.
Same mountain range.
A little south.
South of that.
Yeah. So it's starting to get dark. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I have my dirt bike down at the bottom of the walking trail.
Yeah.
So I break off from the group of friends, start hustling down the trail.
Yeah.
Get maybe 3/4 of the way down, and I can feel something. I can see something like with me in the woods, keeping my pace.
Just out of sight?
Just out of sight. Just it's thick up there. I'll take you. I'll take you there for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just out of sight. Like stop short. Yell out my buddies' names, thinking it's one of them.
Yeah, horsing around.
Right. And then the thing pops out in front of me.
How far away do you think it was?
Maybe here to that. Maybe 20 feet, 15, 20 feet. Yeah.
So pretty close.
Close enough. The trail kind of turned. It's really thick. Whatever it was on 2 feet, right? Hissing like I've never heard no hiss before.
Strange.
Can't even describe it. Whoosh, whoosh, just weird. Very, very weird. I screamed.
Oh, yeah.
The thing took off.
It's 20 feet, 15 feet in front of you. This strange thing on 2 legs is hissing at you. Yeah, I'd scream too.
I screamed. It took off. I went down to my dirt bike the rest of the way to come back to see if I can find it. My buddies had come down by that point, heard me screaming, said I was as white as a ghost.
And how big do you think this thing was?
It was taller than us. Not terribly, but
yeah, so
taller than
6
rolling.
foot, 7 foot?
Yeah, 6
I'm
foot.
6'1",
6
and
and
it
a
was
half.
taller than me.
I'd say, man.
And it was dark in color.
Yep.
I am not going panning today. I'm going to meet up with one of my best friends, Kevin. And you may or may not have seen his channel, Kevin the Wandering Woodchuck. I will post a link in the description of this video. Amazing. Just check it out. We are going camping with him and a couple other buddies, Jason and Ben. And we are going to see if we can see signs of Bigfoot. There's been some sightings in this area, whether you believe in them or not. We're all still up in the air ourselves, but there's been a couple sightings in there. One of them from a friend of ours, actually, about 10 years ago. So we're gonna go see what we can find, and I will see you there. Knocky, knocky, knocky! It's Kevin.
You ready to go adventuring?
I'm ready for adventuring. I just did my introduction video on the way here.
Oh, cool.
Gave a little plug for your channel. Gonna have a good time. My pack's about 55 pounds.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's probably 40. I would say. Well, if the wife was still sleeping, she's awake now.
All right.
All right, man.
Let's wait for everybody. So, Kevin, Ben, and Jason are apparently animals. And just hiked all that. I'm dying. 55-pound pack is apparently, once it gets in the woods, goes to about 337 pounds. And I've just been informed we've got 1.3 miles left to go to camp. We've only done 2/10 of a mile all uphill. Although Jason just checked his GPS and they're laughing, so I don't think it's even 2/10.
He's good. He was a detective. He's figured us out.
I was. All right, I gotta go or they're gonna leave me here, which I'm not. I'm still flip-flopping if that's a bad thing. I'll see you at camp. All right, after like 36 hours straight of hiking. We made it to camp. My new tent is pretty awesome. I couldn't get it completely taut at the top because of the trees behind me, but it's only flat place. Little candle lantern for warmth. It's actually really toasty in there and easy to set up. A chair, my coffee. My Jason.
Hey, buddy.
Hey. Kevin's over there setting up. And Ben is way down there. So there's a beaver dam, I think Kevin said, down a ways off that way. And that's where some of the sightings were reported. I'm going to check in that area later on tonight. I've got to get set up. I've got to get set up first. Get my coffee in me, a little bit of lunch in me, and set up the fireplace. All right, so Kevin, if you can see him down in there, is setting up a little bell system. He's down right there. So about, I think he said about 5'8" or so height. There's our tent. He's talking to do his video. We will know if anything's coming. And then he's going to put one overlooking our, this little mini ridge line overlooking our tent. He's going to put it up about where Ben is. So then we'll be able to hear if anything comes in. The legend up in here with the locals is that it's there's also a Pigman type thing. Enough so they even made a little Pigman beer. I don't know what I think of either one of those, but a lot of people have made claims to the sightings, and we are about to head out. We're going to go down towards the beaver dam, sit for a while. I've got some night vision. If it gets dark, we can just kind of keep an eye on everything and just listen and see what we got. So Kevin is putting up that bell that I just talked about.
I'll tie a loop on this end. I'm gonna get real fancy, but.
And it's pretty unanimous between the four of us that it's going to be the most terrifying sound in the world if that goes off in the middle of the night.
So I'm thinking like this high, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't want deer or something else setting it off. We want something big and scary to set it off.
Be a squirrel floating across it.
Yeah.
I'll ruin a perfectly good sleeping bag for a squirrel. Alright, so we found beaver dam is right down in there. Kevin and Ben took off to go around that side of it. Jason and I are going to follow this trail down and around and loop on the back side of it and see what we can see. Alright, so we're on the other side of that little pond area, and there's a beaver dam straight ahead. Oh, checking to see if we can see any signs of where it might have come down. Anything came down to drink. So I don't know what I believe. The thing's here, the thing's not. Pigman, I'm a little bit hesitant to believe that whole story because it's so out there. But I tend to think that if people are really legitimately seeing something, that the Pigman is just misidentified those beavers. It keeps scaring the hell right out of me. It's just Pigman's a misidentified another creature. If there is a Bigfoot type creature here, then that very well could be what Pigman is being identified as. There's also a military college in this town, and it's very possible to me that the Pigman stories were made up to scare some of the rooks when they're out on maneuvers, just to kind of freak them out for the woods. But I don't know about either. This is definitely the area that was on the BFRO website. Keep checking down. And also the reason that I was interested in making a video for this is I've seen a lot of old gold panners talk about rocks being thrown at them, strange feelings, strange smell, all the stuff that is kind of associated with the typical reported Bigfoot behavior. Again, I'm not saying what I believe either way. I don't know, but it's interesting to me, since I'm only about 20 minutes away from this area. That's where I live. It's a great chance to come out. Oh, I'm gonna get soaked. Trying to check all the mud. Anything like that. Keep an eye out for any signs. Prints, all that. It's possible if this thing exists that it's spends a lot of its time in hibernation. Otherwise you'd see a lot of tracks in the winter. And Vermont is a big hunting state, so people would report that a lot more often. So it's possible, if it does exist, it's just spending a lot of its time in hibernation, more than a bear, more than anything else. It's pretty though. I'll tell you what, I cannot wait to get back for some dinner tonight because I am hungry. I'm probably going to sleep good too. One thing I did forget to mention between my long span of not posting videos, my girlfriend, who we've been together now 3 years, this past summer I proposed, and we're getting married in July. So you may not see a ton of summer videos, but I'm listening to the water from the brook here, and it's got me kind of excited to do some gold panning. Jason's up on the ridge, and I'm staying down low, where we can kind of cover more territory. I think that the tough part now is there's so many, if you can see it, like just puddles, swampy, marshy area, where in the summertime that's going to run dry. So there's thousands upon thousands of places for them to go and get a drink, for whatever animal to go get a drink. That's why we're not necessarily seeing many tracks of different things. A few deer track here and there, but they don't necessarily need to come here. There's so much. Kevin and Ben should be somewhere in this general area, maybe still on the backside of the beaver pond. The beaver pond is over to my left, so they should be somewhere around in there. Also kind of hoping that if there is something here, we can spook it to one another. I have a wet feet since about 9 o'clock this morning, and it is now. I don't know if you can read it. 5:43 in the evening. My skin's just gonna fall right off when I take off my socks.
I think that we may have passed each other. We are right behind the beaver pond.
So we're on the other side of the pond right now, and Kevin just radioed us. He's somehow passed through each other. He just ran into like this rotten egg smell.
Where the outlet is, we're near that. There's a
Then
river
it
right behind us.
disappeared just as quick as it came. But he's nowhere near us. He's nowhere near us, but something spooked a partridge behind us. So we're trying to... Sorry, I'm trying to listen to the radio at the same time. Whatever that was, it sounded actually more like a partridge or a tree fell too at the same time. Yeah. It was right in this area. It couldn't have been them.
I heard a footstep.
Yeah, we were listening.
It was them, and then that partridge took off.
Was that down there or was it behind us?
It was over here because it saw the partridge.
Okay.
So through the trees.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the footsteps through there.
I was waiting to see it.
I was too.
I
I think, yeah, where you could see, like, just where we were.
He said at the outlet of the beaver pond. He said they put a rotten egg smell.
Yeah. So we're gonna head up. I don't know what that was. I mean, it could have been deer, could have been anything, but it's interesting. So we're on our way to meet with Kevin now. Yeah, he's gonna be right where we came from, down here. It's thick going through. I want to kind of keep. Did you hear that? Thump down here.
Yeah, I thought I heard it.
Yeah.
It might have been going that way.
I couldn't tell which direction it was coming.
Because something spooked that partridge over there.
It'd be worth taking a walk down there to see what we can see for prints too.
You go down that way and then head back towards the river. See if
Yeah.
we can meet up with them. Maybe meet up with them and head back this way. See if we can find the prints.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Whatever it is,
if we all
it's
want to.
gone.
Oh yeah,
I'll
it's
spread
gone.
out and kind of comb it. You know what I mean?
I think that's a better idea.
See that.
Alright, so Kevin was just on the other side of this other beaver pond. Right in that little landing right there. We just saw him. That's where you get the rotten egg smell. We heard walking. We thought it was over this way, but the echoes are so... it echoes so much in this little valley that it's hard to tell. We're heading straight down this way to see if he did see something we can intercept beneath the track. My feet are still wet, by the way. My feet are still wet, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I think helping
You might as well just take them off.
going through the swamp is kind of like cancels it out.
Pretty thick through there. I don't want to see the other side of this beaver dam is.
Yeah.
And then from that point, things would go up.
Yeah, because we're going to intercept if something crossed over. Or maybe we can get a whiff of whatever he smelled. Try to figure out where it's coming from. All right, it's about 7 o'clock. There's actually 2 beaver ponds. Kevin just found an old tree stand near one, which lines up right with the area that the hunter claimed that he was. So we're watching. Got some, it's like generation 1 equivalent of night vision. It's pretty cheap, but it's better than nothing. Jason's over there watching. Kevin's gonna give a hoot in about 10 more minutes, and we're gonna try tree knock. We didn't see any tracks of whatever it was we heard moving around, but we're kind of hoping that it'll come up on that side. So Kevin's trying to make a whoop noise. All right, so I'm back. Batteries died on the GoPro. Nothing I could do about it. Couldn't find my spare battery before we went. Is what it is. Couple interesting things happened to Kevin and Ben when we split up. They went to the other side of the beaver pond. They obviously had that weird smell, followed immediately by Jason and I hearing what we thought was them walking through the woods. Don't know what it was. We couldn't see tracks of anything. They also found a tree stand that Kevin talks about in his video. Kind of corroborates the story on the BFRO website. So that was kind of neat. We got to camp that night, eating dinner, and heard some tree knocks behind us. We were all pretty tired. We listened, didn't hear anything else. Went to bed a little while later. In the middle of the night, Jason heard some more tree knocks, strange sound. Ben heard some strange sounds. All that Kevin talks about on his video, which I will leave a link in the description. Check it out. I just watched that last night. It's actually a really good video. He does a really good job. We do plan on going back up there. Obviously, we found what we expected to find. Nothing. Some weird things happened. Some things that are consistent with some of the Bigfoot reports that you hear about. You know, was that some animal doing it? Was that our imaginations going wild in there? All of us have grown up in the woods and can say that some of those things I've never heard before, and the other guys have not either. Strange, but still not enough to make me a believer either way. So we are going back up, and we are making plans on that, and I will make sure that we get another video going. In the meantime, I think next week I'm going to do some metal detecting and try to get out there for the first time this spring. So please check out Kevin's video. Please like and subscribe and share this video. Comment. Please be respectful in the comments. I understand I didn't find anything, and yeah, wish we would have had something on there. Really wish we would have had something either way, but we didn't. So till then, see you next time.